Jamie on the mic, got the stats so tight. Jonathan's fire bringing heat tonight. Justin with the plays, got the game on lock. Jacob's got the style, we're ready to rock.
Brothers united, talking all the sports, laughing, debating. We bring the reports from the field to the court. We calling the spree, four voices, brothers, and let's take pure comedy.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the 4J Show. Four brothers, four voices, endless takes, and just pure comedy. I'm your brother Jamie, and I'll let the other introduce themselves.
So, guys, Jonathan, glad to have y'all back for another week. Appreciate y'all coming back and tuning in for another one, man. Can't wait to dive in this week with y'all.
What's up? Your boy Justin. Playoffs are here. Already been exciting to watch this game ones. So, ready to see what the rest of it unfolds.
What's up, boy Jacob? Shout out to my Pirates. We beat the Rays. We're just better. Let's get into it. Happy for another week.
You just have to bring up that one game. I mean, there's been a lot of games this season. You're going to bring up that one.
I'm just saying.
Anyway.
Crazy, bro.
Anyway, to start this week off, obviously we're gonna talk in the basketball playoff, but I think that conversation can get a little long, so I want to start it off with the NFL draft coming up. And kind of some of the news with the NFL draft, we'll go into it. You know, quarterback draft, it pretty much seems like Fernando Mendoza is going to be the number one overall pick. Everybody's been saying that for a while. But there's been rumors that the number two quarterback coming off is Ty Simpson, and he made it into the news this week. And to me personally, and I want to know y'all's thoughts. Me personally, I didn't think he said anything crazy. They were talking about the Indiana game, and he said their defense didn't do anything complicated. They just did what they did and beat us. It was simple. It was great, but it won. That's all he said. Indiana's coach took offense to that.
The defense coordinator.
And correct. Defensive coordinator took offense to that and called him out on it. And I just kind of want to know y'all thoughts about what he said and kind of how the defensive coordinator reacted.
If I can start. One, if you just look at the comments that everybody else is also saying, it's like he was just in his feelings. Like everybody was like, hey, he's complimenting you. Like, one, you a grown man. If you can't differentiate between a compliment and an insult at this point in time in your life, that's a problem. Like the man literally just complimenting you. But even if he did it, you are coming, like this kid is no longer about to be in college, so you ain't got to worry about him no more. You are trying to repeat success. So what are you even doing trying to lower yourself to go and talk to about this kid? And again, they all on that, because Caleb Downs was on it too, and he said the exact same things. Like, yeah, they beat us, and it's nothing special. They just line up and beat you. And that's all they were trying to say. So you to take that way and like everybody having to call you out, and then not only on that, you double down the next day and try to go like everybody's just in their feelings about all this stuff. And I'm just like, what is happening? Like, it doesn't make any sense for y'all to take that take. Like, I just think it's immaturity. Honestly, I think it was just an immature comment, and I just don't know what to say about that.
I'll pick it up. Yeah, I think it's a little weird because it was like, I can see why he could get a little mad because he said they didn't do anything too different from what they normally do, and they just kind of stuck to it and played well. He's kind of insulting your coaching because you're not saying I had a good game plan or anything. You're just saying that we just played better. I can kind of see that, but still, I still think that's a compliment.
But that's not insulting coaching. They're saying, hey, you coached your team so well that they did the simple things right, which complicated our life. You didn't have to go into your bag because they did the simple things right. I think that's a coaching compliment.
Yeah, but I guess he has like a slight.
He didn't take it that way whatsoever.
It's just a very confusing way to respond to a compliment. And like I said, even if you took it as a slight, then if anything, that just shows how good of a coaching staff you are. If you didn't understand that for him to say that they did not have to get complicated to beat us, that should have been even a bigger sign to you. Even if you took it as an insult, it showed that, hey, they're saying that we weren't even complicated and we're just better. And so I just don't see how in any way, shape, or form you took that as a slight. and not as just a compliment of one of the highest compliments you can get of y'all did nothing special, just were better and more. You were
Correct.
more technical. You were more technically sound. You did the X's and O's way better than we did that day, and that's all you had to take.
Yeah.
But with
Maybe
us
that's how
being,
he gets his guys hype, you know?
Mm.
But
See how they
anyway,
talk
anyway,
about us? They just take anything as
anyway,
like a motivation.
yeah. But anyway, speaking of the draft, though, I'm kind of excited to see how this draft is. It seems like one of those drafts. Normally, I feel like the hype of the draft hasn't been there, and I feel like this happens every year when it's not a quarterback draft.
yeah,
The hype's just not there the way when it is a quarterback draft. That's all you hear in the media. That's all you hear that. I feel like this year is a honestly defensive type draft. It's heavy defense, heavy O line. And then I'm ready to see kind of where the receivers and things like that kind of fall. Um, Speaking of receivers, I don't know if y'all saw Zachariah Branch got arrested,
I was
and
about to
that
bring
seemed
that
like a
up.
power trip.
Yeah.
He got
That was a
arrested for what? For what?
that seemed like a power trip.
Do
That
you
it
want me to
felt
explain
like a
it?
power trip.
Because
Yeah, go ahead.
I read the entire article right before we came on. So at 1:30 in the morning, Zachariah Branch is standing on a public sidewalk, and the
Yeah.
officer comes up and says, "Hey, you're impeding the sidewalk by just standing here. Can you please move?" Zachariah Branch just looks at him, doesn't really like truly not because he's like, to me. Wait, hold on.
Jamie.
What?
Oh, I thought
We can hear
somebody was
that.
talking. My fault.
Oh, go ahead.
I cut that part out. Hold on. Oh, I got a pen. I just had to remember. All right. So he's standing on the sidewalk at 1:30 in the morning, and officer comes up to ask him to move off the sidewalk that he's impeding, I guess, the flow of traffic. Now, at 1:30 in the morning, what flow of traffic you would have to see what really he was impeding, but officer comes up, asks you to step back. What is alleged is he took us one step back and one step to the right and just stood there again. And the officer said that wasn't enough for him, that he needs to move again, which then Zachariah Branch just smirked and stayed on his phone and just basically kind of just ignored the officer at that point. He's like, I already did what I did. Well, the officer at that point said that he is now obstructing and not following a lawful order, unlawfully following or lawful order, and they ended up arresting him for impeding traffic and not following lawful orders because he was standing on a public sidewalk at 1:30 in the morning and took one step back and one step to the right and didn't talk to the officer. And the officer took that as disrespect and him still impeding, is what I read and the way I interpreted
Impeding
it.
traffic?
Impeding like the public flow. Jamie, you're on mute.
They said he was standing in front of a business, so the people were trying to flow into the business, and he was impeding the flow of traffic into said businesses in the area.
Is what
And all I read was it felt like a power trip.
Yes.
It felt like a power trip.
As a former police officer, it would be so much for me to arrest somebody for standing on a sidewalk. Like,
they knew who he was.
Yeah.
In the article, it said later found out it was Zachariah Branch, but it felt like, no, you knew who he was. You wanted a splash arrest. You wanted a name arrest. That's all that felt like. But anyway,
And
go ahead.
He still get his ID, right then and there whenever you do this stuff. So, like, hey, you tell me that you wouldn't do all that paperwork, and the thing you have is, he impeding traffic on the sidewalk.
Like I said, as a former police officer, it's just it would take so much more than, and like I said, you only read in an article. I'm waiting to see if like body cam comes out and stuff like that, if he actually said anything more, but it seemed like he was not really even talking to the officer. And so it's like, it would shock me, and I really would have to see this body cam to see what was enough for him to be arrested for standing on a sidewalk. Like, that's a wild thing to me to read when I read it.
Like, standing on a sidewalk and I get arrested for impeding traffic on a sidewalk.
Yeah, I can see if you were If he was standing in the door of a business, I might could understand. But
Okay, but still, Justin, at what point are you using public authority for private businesses?
I mean, yeah, like I said, it's just it just did not read like it made any sense to me. Other than it was like an ego trip, and like Jimmy said, it's like you wanted a name for your arrest so that folks should talk about it because it's a week before the draft, and he's probably more likely going to be a first round pick. So
first
you don't think
or second round?
You don't think I don't know. Zachariah Branch, he's very
He
good.
did like a misdemeanor as well.
He's a pretty dynamic player, but at the same time, I think I don't think he's a first rounder. But if he was, the late first rounder.
Oh yeah, late, not early. Yeah.
But whoever this is, I think they're trying to tarnish or put a blemish on his image. Because especially like I said, if what the article says is accurate to what the body cam footage shows, that he wasn't disrespectful, and he did at least move whenever the officer said move, but it wasn't how the officer wanted him to move. Then at this point, like this cop is acting based off of emotions, which you're a public figure, man. You can't be acting off of emotions like that over something silly. Like I'm on a public sidewalk. What are we talking about?
And the way that the article read, it really seemed like that smirk, because the fact that you put a smirk in your report, like it really seems like that's where it really kind of like your ego trip really kind of hit something. Because why are we even talking about
that stood out to him?
Yeah,
stood out to him. He put that there was a smirk on there, and that's where that part when I read that in the article, that's when I went. This felt like he felt disrespected, and so it went on the power trip. But anyway, we could talk about that all the time. But people that I'm really interested in seeing kind of where they fall, where they get drafted and stuff like that. Like the prospects that I'm excited to see. One, like obviously we talked about it earlier, Ty. I want to see where Ty falls because I'm ready to see. It felt like towards the end of the year, people were getting off of Ty, and now it feels like they're kind of coming back on to Ty. So I'm very curious to see where he falls. Caleb Downs, I'm ready to see who picks him up because like there were some rumors that he might be dropping a little bit deeper, and I was like, man, this guy.
Caleb Downs?
Not super far, but they're talking about drafting. Like they're saying, like if you draft best available, Caleb Downs could slip a little bit farther than what people expect Caleb Downs to get, if that makes sense.
There's a chance he can slide to an Eagle.
No.
Oh.
If he
What
goes,
do y'all think? And they're still talking about him as like a top 15 pick, but like people were saying like he potentially you could see other teams taking other guys instead of him. And to me, I mean that guy he's a straight baller.
In his position, Jamie, or there's other guys in general?
Just other guys in general, not in his position. I think he's considered the best in his position. But I'm talking about like when it comes to like picking pieces and things like that, they say he could drop a little bit farther back than some people would have thought, just because people taking other positions and that sort of thing. But I mean, honestly, dude, that Joker. I mean, now that the Raiders signed Kirk Cousins, I don't know why they don't just pick him number one overall. Because I mean, I think he's that good of a player.
Oh
yeah, I think especially with being a DB, he brings that dynamic, and I think that he can come in and as a rookie and start. So
I think the Raiders learned from the Falcons that Kirk Cousins can't really be a starting quarterback, so they probably need to pick up a new fresh talent to be a.
What you mean? He almost had us in the playoffs.
Almost on account.
He almost also got. He almost got benched as well.
So Jacob,
he did get benched. First of all,
yeah, I know.
I don't want to slide by the face you made when Jamie said he should be the number one overall pick for Caleb Downs. Do you have some type of feeling towards Caleb Downs? Because your face did not really show a good reaction to that type of news.
Brother, he can't guard Michigan, bro. That's all I gotta say.
You still stuck on the Michigan game.
Guard anybody on Michigan, bro.
I was about to say. I think Jacob wants him to go to the Steelers for real. That's what it sounds like.
No.
The reason he thinks Caleb Downs cost Bama the Michigan game when they were in the playoffs versus Michigan.
He did. He straight up did. I think he did.
And ever since then, he has not felt good about Caleb Downs. He does not think Caleb Downs is like this top tier talent that everybody else sees him
He's
as.
good. No, don't get it wrong. He's good, but I don't have to like him as a player. Like that's not required. You
I
can be
concur
good
with you,
and
though,
not don't
Jacob.
like me.
Yeah. You already said you buy, so it don't even matter.
Yeah. I mean, does it really matter? Do I have to like the dude? No.
But see that this is where I always do with when you take sports take. I don't think you have to like the person, but it doesn't just because you don't like them don't diminish their skill set.
I said he's good. Yeah, I said he's good. Do I think he's first pick good?
Anyway, any players, like I said, I'm ready to see where Caleb Downs falls. I'm ready to see kind of where they rank some of these receivers and things like that. But is there any kind of position or players y'all are kind of looking out for coming up into the draft?
Obviously,
I'm gonna Caleb Proctor.
Yeah, I'm worried.
no.
What's the name of that Miami? It just slipped my mind. Is it Kane?
Oh, Bane?
Bane. That's what it is. Bane. I'm
Bane.
interested to see where he goes because I wonder, and this kind of leads into where I wouldn't go into just because I think it's big news, especially I think it's bigger news for the Giants than it is for the Bengals. But them trading Sexy Dexy down to the Bengals to get the 10th overall pick, I did not think Derek's Lawrence. I think he's special talent. I did not think he was a top 10 pick type talent. So
Robbery.
In a sense, I feel like the Giants, because the Giants already have a great defensive line, and with him, it just made it better. But their edges were Brian Burns and who they pick, Dual Carter last year and stuff like that. Like that was a crazy move, but I'm like, dang, you get the 5th overall pick and the 10th pick. So now it makes me wonder: are they going to go try to get Bane from Miami with that 5th overall pick? And now because now you can kind of go get a replacement because you have the top 10 pick now. What?
Well, that's where Mel Kiper and a lot of people are saying, especially with some of these moves too, that's where Caleb Downs could fall though. So it's like, hey, we already have a solid line. Now we can go. Okay, so I think Caleb Downs is going to be in the top 10.
Yeah.
I think they picked up another receiver to help.
I don't know, but see, and that's where it's curious because it's receiver draft. It's kind of a deep group this year, but but that's where everybody was saying and where it could be 10th and where Caleb Downs could fall. It's like if they go for a run of receivers, it could knock them out of that top 10. I think any team would be crazy not to take them in the top 10.
I agree with that. I definitely think you know what, that makes a lot of sense, which I would hate, obviously, because that'd be in the Eagles division. But I think Caleb Downs to the Giants, because the Giants, I think they need offensive linemen though. So that's the only problem that I have. I think they need offensive linemen because that's really where their only true struggle, outside of maybe the DB area, which is where I'm seeing Caleb Downs would make a very smart pick for them. Their offensive line is so suspect that would you not need those 2 top 10 picks for the best offensive lineman available? You get what I'm saying? Like,
you think they're gonna get Caleb Proctor?
Yeah, I can see that, or maybe somebody from Indiana, or somebody
he's not
from
one of the top offensive linemen in this draft. Not one of the first 2 off the board offensive linemen in this draft. No, not at all.
Who do you think's above him then?
I think that
a lot of people.
I think
there's a lot of people.
There's some
I won't say
from
a lot.
Miami.
I won't say a lot, but there's a couple of guys. Caden Proctor is not the top offensive lineman. He will not be the number 1 offensive lineman this year. I'll put a bet on it right now with you.
I can already see one of the thing is like sometimes he just doesn't hustle. Like I don't know if y'all actually watch
because he watched the game. He said he was almost pushing 400 some pounds. Almost, he said.
Yeah,
I don't even think he's going to play tackle in the NFL.
I don't remember. Y'all remember Law? Y'all remember Law? When we had him, I think 2 years ago. Not last year,
Kendrick
year
Law?
before that. Law, Kendrick Law. He was the reason he got hurt in the Georgia game because he didn't run out and block the man in front of him. He was just jogging out there, and Law got tackled, and it rolled up on his ankle. And he was out for.
Anyway, let's get off a tangent. So Jonathan, you said Bane is somebody you're looking for. Jonathan, who you excited? You got anybody you looking out for to see where they get drafted?
Jeremy Bernard.
I figure.
Oh yeah,
Jeremy Bernard.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to see
Cardinal Tate. You talking about Cardinal Tate? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's another person I'm looking out for too. But I think Bernard, I think that's gonna be so interesting. I think he's I think he's like the next Debo in a sense of his skill set. Like you can hand him the ball, you can give him a short route, he can beat you deep if he needs to against linebacker and stuff like that. Like I think he's one of those utility players that you can plug into anywhere on the field and it's just gonna work.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say Debo because I feel like he's a little bit bigger than Debo. But what's that dude on the Bears? Moore?
Bro, Debo was like
DJ Moore?
235, bro.
DJ Moore? I think he'll be like a DJ Moore.
But
like,
DJ Moore is a one position type person. And there's no disrespect to DJ Moore. But he's not like I can place you anywhere on the field type player. He is I'm an outside receiver.
I do feel like Bernard's going to be a guy that slips to like day 2, or not day 2, but round 2, that sort of thing. Because I think there's a couple other receivers that they're grading better than him right now. I think he is, but I think whatever team gets him is truly getting this.
Oh, yes.
I think he's going to be a solid kind of guy.
I don't think he's the best receiver in the draft, though. I think Tate from Ohio State, that is
that UFC dude.
What about Concepcion?
I don't know because Concepcion, I feel like he's kind of like a Hollywood Brown. He's so fast, but that's kind of all you're getting is a fast player.
Yeah, one-dimensional.
Yeah.
So that means the Chief might pick his ass up.
Maybe.
They already got Worthy.
It don't matter.
They do. But anyway, Jacob, who are you excited to see?
You don't know nobody in jail. It's crazy.
No, I'm thinking like, who do I want to see?
There got to be a player that stood out to you throughout the season. Like I said, I watch Miami just to watch Miami.
Like I said, I'd like Bernard on our team because we already got Pittman
and DK.
That would be a good third, but I'll also take a quarterback. But unless we believe in Will Howard.
Oh, okay.
And then what is Aaron Rodgers doing? You know what? I'm just gonna say it. I want Ty. I want Ty. I didn't want to say.
So you don't care about players. You just care about the Steelers. You don't care about.
He cares about Pittsburgh.
I don't care about the draft. Everybody's gonna lose to the Steelers. It don't really matter anyway. So what matters is what the Steelers are picking up in this draft.
You know what I'm probably the most excited to see, and I'm always
maybe
love to see this team just to see what they're going to do and how they're going to mess it up. The Jets. I wonder what they're about to do because they're going to F it up in the worst way. Like they're going to pick the worst player you could ever think of, and you're just going to look at it like, why? Why did you do that?
No, the Cardinals.
Oh yeah, they're going to F it up too.
Hey,
they got two great picks.
The Cardinals might get a quarterback.
You think they might get Ty?
I think they might get Ty.
I think the Cardinals might get Ty.
No, I heard Beck might be slipping in somewhere.
Wait, the 4th or 5th quarterback on the board?
If a team, and I'm not even
might
be disrespectful. If a team picks Carson Beck in the first round, that is like the Jets might do something stupid like that. Never mind. You know, that might be the Jets pick. We might just discover what the Jets are going to do. They're going to pick up Carson Beck.
I have a question. If you're Chambliss, are you low-key kind of regretting going back?
No, I don't think so.
No?
Because I think he could be the number one pick next year.
I think with Chambliss in here, he would have been the second quarterback off the board.
No, he would have been the second quarterback off the board, and he went to the New York Jets, and that's why he came back. He didn't want to go to the New York Jets.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's a death sentence. Yeah, he would have went to the Jets. That would have been a death sentence.
We're not seeing Ty, so yeah, give me a lineman or a receiver. I'll be happy with that first round.
Anyway, okay, cool. Anything else you want to talk about draft news as we're getting closer to?
The last person I'm also excited to see is Arvell Reese, the Ohio State linebacker. If you have not watched that kid play, he could. I think he could be a day one installment on a defense and easily take that captain spot. I mean, kind of crazy, but
You're saying he could be the green
an immediate starter and be a difference maker on a team. If y'all haven't watched him, I mean, and how can we not talk about Jeremiah Love? definitely want to see where Jeremiah Love goes.
I'm ready to see what the running back market does, because
Yes.
that's really what is the question. Because in a lot of years we're talking about him being one of the biggest picks in the
Mhm.
board, but because the running back market seems to keep getting devalued, are they going to keep devaluing it and not select him early?
Hey,
I don't
did
know.
y'all see that? Y'all see that he was undiagnosed autistic?
Oh, I did see that. I did see that. Mm-hmm.
Who?
I want
Jeremiah
Jeremiah
Love.
Love. I wonder how that special would come out and affect his draft stock.
I don't think it will,
'Cause
because if you
they were pinpointing how his attitude is. Oh, you gotta let him be. You gotta let him do his thing. NFL, I don't think that works like that.
if you're good enough
I don't know
talent, it
if you
could.
performing though. Yeah, I was about to say if you perform.
If he
Yeah,
comes
but
out there and
everybody's
shows
getting up
out.
title in the league.
But you got to be good enough to perform. Like you putting up at least Gibbs numbers.
You don't think he could?
Yeah.
Nah, bro, because I don't see him as a dynamic running back. And last dynamic running back, I can think about it like that is Saquon.
Do you think? No, I doubt he'll fall that.
What about whoa? What about McCaffrey?
Didn't Saquon come after before McCaffrey?
Yeah,
I mean, after
Saquon came
McCaffrey?
before. Nope.
He came
Well,
after.
No,
He came
after.
after.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I said.
Yeah, because he had already been playing for the Panthers at that point.
Yeah, so that's
Anyway,
what I said.
so if we get off the NFL draft, so we got to keep this production moving on. Let's hop into this NBA playoffs, which have honestly the playing games have been legit. The playing games were legit going into the first round. The first round, I mean, we've had the blowouts. Daggum, like Boston handled business today. OKC handled business today. Like teams, we've had the blowouts, but we've also had some good games. I guess since he was throwing up to LA, we can hop into the LA first. LeBron came
You don't
out
want to talk
and
about the
played.
players?
Young man LeBron.
Do you want to talk the play-ins?
Yeah,
Which
let's do
play-in you
players.
want to talk to? Okay,
Players
cool.
first.
Let's go with the play-ins.
Round.
Let's
Yeah.
and let's just go to one of the best games in the play-ins, that Charlotte versus
The Heat.
Miami. Talk about, like, one. I gotta ask the question: did LaMelo injure Bam on purpose?
It got upgraded to a flagrant 2. That's all you got to know. It got
But they
upgraded
still,
to a
but they
flagrant
still,
2.
but that still
That
doesn't
means
mean that he did it on
intentional.
purpose, though.
The league thinks he
I,
did it on purpose.
when I watched it first, I was like, no, he didn't do it. But then when you see it in slow mo, because when I watched it at first, it looked like he was catching himself and kind of went like this and did it. And I was like, ah. But then you watch it in slow mo, you see him go here, look at his legs, and then hook the man. I think he did it on purpose. I don't think he was trying to knock him out the game, but I think he did it on purpose.
I think he did it for Kobe, for real. He did it for Kobe.
So
Because
stupid.
he ain't had no business beating that man at 81 point game, bro.
I don't know. I think he was trying to do that basketball play where you're kind of slow down, like the maybe you're trying to slow it down so that like everything can kind of just pause for a second so you can recollect, and it went a little too much, possibly.
Wait, what do you mean by slow it down? He was laying on the ground, hooked Buddy's leg to
You know, like
make a
Draymond,
fall.
does it all the time. Like you know, sometimes it just happens. It's an accident.
Anyway,
Draymond's gonna
anyway,
retire,
you want to talk
man.
about though crazy watching the end of the game? I thought, and I was one of the few people. Apparently, it didn't happen to everybody. I was one of the few, or I won't say a few people. I was one of the people that were affected where my prime told me that there were some technical difficulties, and I was ready to cuss them out. Luckily, it came back in. But you want to talk about? I thought we had another Duke situation where they turned the ball over, like they just throw the ball up to give them the lead. And I'm just sitting there like, what is going on? And then they let LaMelo go straight down and make the layup for the lead, and then almost let it go back the other way. Like low key, I thought Buddy made that layup to win the game
Oh
at,
yeah.
at the very end. I mean, that was such a good game from start to finish. And for playing games, those games are normally boring. Them jokers threw punches the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Let me start off with this, bro. Can we get rid of this subscription crap, man?
Hey,
I
I've
can't
been
watch
saying
the
it.
playing games on my app because we don't have it. It's on Prime. This is getting out of hand. These should be nationally televised games, not it's on Prime, it's on Peacock, it's on Netflix. These should be nationally televised games, man.
I agree.
This is getting
I'm
out of
with you.
hand.
I've been saying this the whole season, nigga. I'm with you when you are, bro. Because it's getting outrageous. You got to have all these subscriptions just to watch a simple basketball game, man, or a football game, or any sports game at that matter. But I think it's getting out of hand, man. Greed.
Yes.
Everybody got to be in the consumer's pockets. Everybody got to be in their pocket. So
I at first I thought streaming services are going to be so cool because I thought it'd just be like TV shows and movies. This live crap getting taken over is such an annoyance. It is because, like y'all said, like for the Heat Hornets game, I didn't even know it was on because I was watching just YouTube TV, just watching TV, and I didn't realize that they were playing because I didn't until I saw an ad come up that you got to turn on Prime. I went, oh snap! I didn't realize they were playing on Prime, and so I had to switch. Luckily, I had Prime, so I was able to switch over. But it's just, I agree. It's if I got to sit there and Google and stuff every time I got to find a game and where they're going to play it is, it's a problem. And the fact that I can't even get my local games here, I can't even get local games anymore. Like that's where it's starting
yeah,
to become an issue for me. Like I can't even get the local games anymore.
The NFL's getting sued for that. The DOJ is looking into them.
What are they going to do?
I don't know if you saw that. For the NFL.
Let's
What are they
not.
going
Let's
to do?
not. Let's not. Let's not.
My bad.
Anyway. But yeah, no, that game was legit, and really, and then talk about another game that was crazy. Golden State down. What was it? Down 15 with
Mm-hmm.
5 minutes left to play to come back and win it all. Steph looking like old Steph. Like it was. It was amazing. Like that first round of play-ins was legit. The other game too, the Orlando game, the first round
Yeah.
was.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they were elbows to elbow, like they went at each other. Like it was great for the play-ins. And honestly, this was one of the first years that I really enjoyed the play-ins. Like it felt really, really good. The backup play-in games though were
Yeah.
I'd say backup games. The second round of the play-ins, Charlotte never felt like they were going to win that game, and
Nope.
then
Golden State
no,
never
they
felt.
didn't even try.
Yeah, it
yeah, and
really
then
seemed
Golden
like they put
State,
all their eggs into that Heat game, and they were like, "Oh, we got to play no."
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and
yeah.
then Golden State the same thing. They ran out
Yeah,
of gas. Golden State looked out of gas. That's all. Like they
No,
used it
they
all on
just
that
got out.
comeback.
They
But
just got outplayed, and I told y'all boys. I told y'all the other day, man. Them boys gonna get outplayed. Y'all was like, no, I ain't finna do this. Draymond and stuff ain't gonna happen. I told y'all it was gonna happen. Y'all
well,
didn't want to be. Y'all
Anyway,
didn't want to be.
them Suns.
Anyways, my ass.
But you got to understand, like we watch the Suns on all the time. They're either one of the best teams in the league, or they look like they should be in high school. Like it's never just like anywhere in between. It's either they're at the top or they're at the bottom. So you just didn't know who you were going to get in that game.
Yeah. Well, I did my research, so
they're
anyway,
not getting
anyway,
past us under anyway.
anyway.
No.
Hopping into this first round, it's kind of been tipsy turvy. That Lakers game one. What's up with KD? Like it was
Knee
kind of
confusion.
wild to see him sit. They said he hurt his knee during the week at practice, but you want to talk about like a crucial injury when Luca's not playing, AR is not playing, and now you
the
got KD out.
41-year-old LeBron. I think this would have been a perfect opportunity for KD to seize that first round. Like I said, granted, we don't know the depths of his knee injury, but at the same
They
time,
said him and a teammate banged knees.
well, he is what 7 foot, right?
Yeah.
So at this point, it's just like, I mean, he's banged the knee, bro. He is older too, but at the same time, bro, this is your perfect time to see to go past the first round in the playoffs. If this is what you want, because you got to go to LeBron. This would have been a perfect time, but
Or
But
I have a
obviously,
question.
like,
I have a question. Do you think they set him on purpose, saying it was a knee contusion, to see if they could get a game
Well,
off
see,
of the
that's what
Lakers?
I was wondering. I
Well,
wonder.
why
I
would you
was curious
jeopardize
if
that,
they
though?
were
Why would you jeopardize
what I
that?
was really no. See, this is what I was curious for. I was curious if they were thinking, hey, since LeBron is, or since we don't have Luca, they don't have AR. I was very curious if they were thinking, "Hey, we really don't need you. Like, let's not rush back from
Yeah,
this
that's what
I
injury
I'm
thought
saying.
because we could still win still."
I thought the same
Yeah,
thing.
we
I
can win
thought
in 5 games instead of 4.
yeah, I thought they could steal the first few games without KD and let him rest as much as he could. Honestly, I think they thought like if they could steal game 1 or game 2, that they'll probably take up this series, depending on how long it took Luka and AR to come back. And so they're trying to risk KD. But if you watch that game, it was such an odd stat by the end of the game. The Rockets had shot 27 more shots than the Lakers, but had missed 5 more than the Lakers by the end of it, or made 5 less than the Lakers by the end of it. And so it's like you could see where they were at, but it always seemed like the Lakers were just one step ahead at all points during the game. Until like the last 3 minutes of that second quarter, you see the Rockets come back and then they take the lead early in the third. But right when the Lakers took the lead back, it always felt like the Lakers were just one step ahead. And I don't know if y'all caught this. Obviously, it wasn't like LeBron's best game ever, but it seemed like when a shot needed to be made, he was just going to make it. Like there was no question. Yeah. And then I guess Luke Kennard went, if the other 2 white boys going to sit out, y'all stay. Channel y'all's energy into me, and I'm going to go be the white boy that we need. I'm going to be the white savior that we need for the Lakers right now. Because him dropping 27, that if you can't stop,
and the Rockets couldn't expect that. You couldn't expect him to go 27. No. Like if you said he got 10, 15, you're like, oh, he stepped up 27.
27 and hitting crucial threes. And Ayton, for all the slander that he gets, he showed up. He showed up that night. I thought obviously LeBron, Bronny, look at Bronny getting a little playoff minutes. I see you, Bronny. Now you had a couple turnovers that were kind of like, Bronny, what we doing? Like, come on, let's work a little bit better than that. But
yeah.
And who's number 2? Oh, I can't think of his name. I can't think of his name right now. Fernando? But he hit a lot of clutch threes where you usually he's usually just there for rebounding and defense because his defense is so good. But him hitting them clutch threes throughout the game, I just feel like everybody stepped up with knowing that, hey, Luka and AR are not here to save us. We need everybody to step up. And I think that's why LeBron set his most assists in a quarter in his playoff tenure with 8 in that first quarter, because I think he was trying to get everybody settled in, everybody involved. That way, like, it didn't seem like they could just concentrate on LeBron and hope somebody else comes up. I think he was really trying to facilitate everybody, like, hey, it's team ball tonight. There's no single player. Yeah. It's team ball tonight.
It's crazy. LeBron has more playoff like finals appearance than a lot of franchises. I think that's a crazy step as well.
LeBron's going to go down as like one of the greatest athletes of any sport we've ever seen with his records and stats.
I saw a stat today. It says Steph has missed the playoffs 40% of his career, and LeBron has made the NBA Finals 43% of his career.
That's insanity. That's insanity.
But yeah, also another. I'm watching this Orlando Pistons game.
That's a good one.
Hey, they getting in it. They going for the ball.
Quarter.
Like they.
Full quarter.
They are playing hard.
But another good game. It wasn't a good game, so let me not say it's a good game. But I wanted to see if y'all watched it. It was Boston versus the 76ers. If is that correct? I'm pretty sure that's who they played. Yeah. Did you hear while the Boston was up? I think at that point they were up 25 or something like that. The Boston crowd at Boston was chanting, "We want Boston." The disrespect that you have to do.
They did chant that when they won the play-in. They did chant that when they won the play-in.
That is insanity. That's so disrespectful. But hey, they whooped y'all. Like it wasn't a game. They whooped y'all. I don't know what the 76ers were doing. That was just a butt whooping. But that is so disrespectful. But that's what rivalries are for, you know.
And it is what rivalries are for. You know, you gotta have that. You gotta have that, man, especially when it comes to the playoffs, because it's the nitty gritty.
Oh yeah.
Us as Bama fans, we understand it. Like people used to go, "We want Bama" and all that kind of stuff. So like, hey, you came out say we want Boston. You started checking all that stuff. So guess what? You dished it out. We're gonna give it back to you. I liked it. I liked it from it.
Oh yeah. And the game that I did not think was going to turn out the way it did, but the Knicks just wore out the Hawks. I mean, they wore them out. I mean, the Knicks basically made it look like the Hawks shouldn't have been on the court with them. Like Jacob called it. We all were trying to say the Hawks were going to do something, but Jacob called it. He said, "Don't be disrespectful to the Knicks. Like it's still the
That
Knicks."
wasn't that big of a win though. You acted like they blew them out by 20. You're acting like they did
But
it.
you act like they
They
were
did
ever,
it.
you ever felt like they were going to win that game.
I never felt like they were going to win it, but like you're acting like the way the Celtics beat the
I'm
76ers,
just
they
saying.
only won by 11. They only won by 11. So come on now. They
They
only won by 11.
it
They
never
only
felt
won.
A
like the
win is
Hawks were there.
a win is a win. A win is a
No, a
win.
win is a win. No, I'm not taking nothing from the win, but saying like they straight up destroyed them. No. When you
Oh, I
look
don't
at
think they
the
destroyed them.
Thunder,
I just think they
the
handled them.
Thunder, the Thunder and the Celtics both beat teams almost by. I mean, the Thunder. I mean, the Suns. Good God, 119-84. Like that game, you want to talk about that? If you were talking about that game, I wouldn't have said a word to you because just like you were saying with the Suns, you can't trust them. It was horrible.
Oh
Like
yes.
it was horrible. But if we going to talk about like the Hawks did not get beat like that.
Oh,
The Hawks
okay.
did not get beat like Boston did.
If it
Like,
came
like
off
let's put them in two different
if it came off
categories.
that
Now.
way, I was just saying like it never felt like the Hawks were ever going to take that game. It just felt like the
Correct.
Knicks were always like, no, we are still top dogs. You got to come get us. And it felt like the Hawks just during that first game never felt like they were going to go get them. And that's more what I was trying to
Yeah.
say. I wouldn't try to be
But it also
disrespectful.
never felt like they were truly out of it either, though. That's where I'm coming at you. It's like it never. I agree with you. I never
Okay.
thought they were going to win, but I never thought they were truly. It always felt like, man, if they get one run.
See,
All they need is one run.
I definitely felt that
When I
way.
watched Boston, I said this game's over. When I watched the Daggum Suns play, I said they honestly could put me out there and I could do the same thing. And I didn't even play basketball. Like it was just like.
Yeah, I definitely would. I'll take it that way. It felt like the Hawks could go, but I just never felt like they were ever going to get there. Just like I never thought like the Timberwolves. It was close game, but then once the Nuggets made that little spread, I never thought like the Timberwolves were ever going to catch back up. I feel like they could make one run, but they just could never put a couple drives together. If that makes sense. I don't know if there's any other games y'all saw that stood out.
No. OKC put belt the booty. Belt the booty.
Do you feel like they're not going to have a series until they get to like the Spurs or the Nuggets or someone like that?
They gonna have a series once they meet the Lakers. Coming back with a fresh Luka and a fresh AR.
That would be fun to watch. If
Fun to watch because LeBron doesn't have to carry the load that much. So you got to worry about when Luka and AR get like wearing down. You got to worry about LeBron coming in doing. And then who tomorrow? Like it'll be a never ending cycle. I just hope they can stay on the same path and same telepath when it comes to playing as a team.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. The Lakers probably gonna get dusted by the OKC.
I don't think so. Honestly.
It depends on it. The only issue it is, and it kind of happened the last time they got hurt too, is right now playing without them, you kind of get into a flow, and then you have to get that gel back when they come back. So
Yeah.
I'm ready to see that, but we can't talk about future rounds until we're literally in game one. So we talk about game one. I'm keeping y'all on task. We talk about game one, and right now this Detroit Orlando game.
Yes. Very good game right now. Very good game going down right now.
And as we're recording it, there's 3 minutes left. It's 103-96, and I mean, Orlando. You must be ahead of me. Orlando's giving them everything to. Yeah, you're right. 105-96. Orlando is giving them everything they want right now, and that's why one of the reasons I said. And I know it's game one. Like I'm not one of those fans.
Yeah.
But that's one of the reasons I said I don't trust Detroit. Like I know they've done it all year. I've known they played well all year. Like they got that number one seed legitimately. But I don't trust Detroit. It's just there's something about them I can't trust them.
I think they're still just obviously they're no real playoff experience, but I just think they're just a little too young this year to truly do anything.
They feel like the Cavs did last year.
Yes. Where they come in very exciting because of how young they are. So you're thinking like they might pop off, like maybe like the Pacers in a sense the other year, but they're still just a little too inexperienced for the moments that they're about to come up to. And again, it's game one, so I'm not taking anything away. I'm not saying they're going to lose series, but I just don't know if they're going to go as deep with all these other veteran teams that you're going to come up and see.
Yeah, because you see these veteran teams, Boston, they went out there and showed you, hey, this is how you're supposed to play. You looked at OKC, hey, this is the first round. This is how we're supposed to play. Like you're looking at these teams that showed you, like, hey, when you were playing lesser opponents, this is what it's supposed to look like.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready to see the Spurs tonight because again, we're just talking about a younger team. Like I'm ready to see what the Spurs look like after round one because I feel like they are a younger team that everybody, yes, they've done great all year. They've had OKC's number all year, but they are a young team. And I'm very interested to see what playoff defense they put on Wemby because everybody knows the defense in the playoffs tightens up. I'm ready to see how they defend Wemby in the playoffs. So, but they also a young team, so I'm ready to see. And I know it's first round, so they should handle business. But I'm ready to see how they go about it.
And I think they should handle the Trailblazers. Like I think it's a good first round for them to establish something, figure out their footing in the playoffs, see how they're going to be played in the playoffs. So I think it's a very good team to start off against. But I agree. It's going to be interesting to see how you play Wemby in the playoffs because you're not going to get the same calls that you think you're going to get. You're not going to get the same defense that you've gotten all year long because it's win or go home. So it's like I'm going to do everything I can not let this one person beat me. So it's going to be interesting. Like, do they pick him up early? Do they not let him just sit around? Do they not let him? Do they double him as soon as he tries to go in? Like, it's just going to be interesting to see what they do.
For sure.
I feel like you just ride him from. And okay, pause. Let me not say that. I feel like I think you travel with him the entire game. I think you have to with someone of that height. You got to wear him down early, like how. And I know it's a long callback, but kind of like how the Lakers did in the bubble did against Jokic. Like you pick him up 94 feet, like the entire length of the floor. You have a body on him, just leaning on him the entire time to tire him out. I think that's the best way to play Wemby, in my opinion.
I think that'd be a smart thing
Yeah.
to do, Justin, if you can.
Yes.
If it works. So
Okay. I think the Spurs and the Trailblazers are not going to the final, so don't care to comment on them. You just hit Wemby in the ribs. He go out for a minute.
All right. All right. You can't just go out there and just elbow him in the side every time he comes out on the floor.
I mean, bro, you send out one of the bench players. Take that take real quick for us. Boom! He's done. Done for. All right, that's all we're talking about, right? Y'all want a fun question to end it off?
I guess we're done.
Sure, Jacob. If you wanted to end everything, sure.
what's
I mean,
you got,
do y'all
bro?
have anything else to say? We talked about all the games.
No.
What you got, bro?
Go ahead, Jacob.
You're good.
Okay.
What you got, bro?
Do y'all want a fun question or do y'all want? It's a fun question, but it's a little weird. Which one do y'all want?
Hey, bro, this ain't a Diddy podcast, bro.
It's not a Diddy podcast.
Let's do the fun, but a little weird. Now,
Okay. How much do you have to eat to be considered a cannibal?
Eat what?
Wait, Jacob. What? I'm gonna have to read to you. Let's make sure we can even post a question like that. What? What do you mean?
Okay. How much do you have to eat before you're considered one?
Eat what?
So knowingly or unknowingly?
That's the okay. Unknowingly, how much?
Let's say you unknowingly. I would take a bite.
Unknowingly, you.
Well, see, no, because unknowingly, like
puts it in your food and you didn't realize.
I think you become a cannibal once you knowingly eat it.
Okay, so it's context.
I think
I think it is context up to a certain point. Because let's say unknowingly you ate 2 bodies. Come on, bruh. Like, come on, bruh. You unknowingly did it, but it's 2 bodies.
But what if you're told what if you're told it's like some exotic meat, and so you just didn't know?
You've never had that meat before. You didn't know what it was supposed to taste like.
So I wouldn't consider that person a cannibal. But now, if after you tell them, and then they go, well, okay, well, I'll finish this plate, but then I'm not going to do it again, then you're a cannibal.
See, okay. That's what I think. I think it's context based as well.
That was a lot. I thought you actually had like
knowingly
one bite.
Okay, knowingly they ate a pinky and they're like, not for me.
And
they never did it again.
One bite. I don't even care if it's like you and did that. You're a cannibal at that point.
If you tell me what beforehand, and I
the only pass you get is like those. Only pass you get is like those people that crashed that plane at one time and they had to eat people to stay alive. Then I'm not going to consider them a cannibal because they did what they had to do to live. They ain't cannibal they cannibal by definition, but they did what they did to have to live.
Nope, you're still a cannibal.
You could have ate fruits and vegetables and shit.
No, they were in the frozen tundra.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
I don't know.
They ate about 20 people, man. They were chopping them people down.
Oh, you're a cannibal.
They were chopping them people down.
Dude, you're just a cannibal at that point. I mean, I don't.
They started taking polls. They were like, if I die, y'all have permission to eat me. They were chopping people down. Y'all ain't never watched that documentary, that show?
I did not watch that documentary.
True story.
Enough cannibal talk. What's the next question?
I got another. Y'all want to hear the next one?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. This one's going to be a little bit quicker. You become a multimillionaire, but you can choose the time of which you want to be a multimillionaire throughout human history. What is the time would you do? Would you be like the rich person?
1990s.
We can't go back that far, Jacob, because
that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter.
Mine would be 1990s, early 2000s.
So still in this time period?
Yes.
I'd say if you're saying my skin color don't matter, then I'd say the 60s. Well,
the 60s?
No.
What's wrong with you, boy?
I'm just thinking about investments.
Yeah, that's why I said the 1990s.
You don't need investments. You're already rich. Oh my God!
See, once you got money, Jacob, you got to make more money.
Yeah.
Do I know what I know now?
Sure.
These boys and got beat.
Give me the 70s. Give me the 70s or 80s.
Y'all not going like way back?
No, because I think about how much fun I could have with that money. Like if I go way back and I got all that money, what can I do? But if I go to the 70s or 80s, back when everything's booming, like I still got stuff to do, like then yeah, I go back then. But you go back if you're saying, oh, I'm gonna go back to the 1902, cool. You ain't got no refrigerator, you ain't got no TV, you ain't got no car, you ain't got you get what I'm saying? You gotta think about that kind of stuff now too.
Yeah, I can see about the 70 datas.
Yeah, you go to the 70s, 80s, you out there partying, got LSD, cocaine, all that kind of stuff.
Do some coke in the club.
Let y'all know. HR just came through.
Look, you can tell HR you tried to start at 6:05, but you made it start at 6:10. So
cut it, Jamie.
Yeah, but we good.
Anyway. We appreciate y'all listening in. Tell a friend, tell a parent. We'll check us out. Leave a comment. Shoot us a message. Anything tell us what you want to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to listen to more of our questions, we could just talk more random questions, a little bit less sports as we get into this off season. So
true that.
Deuces.
Let's start talking about baseball.
Deuces.